project manager with Pinnacle Construction. I would like to thank you all for the wonderful opportunity to present on the 701 Rio office building. Joining me today is Aiden, our general superintendent, Ryan, our quality control engineer, and George, our safety manager. We are a general contractor based out of Houston, Texas. We have been providing award-winning general contracting services for the last 30 years. Our team is leading the industry with 100 successful projects completed and 51 construction award won. Our commitment is to make your construction process efficient and economical. Now, I would like to share with you some of our most recently completed projects. In 2018, we had completed the terrace at Douglas Center in Dallas, Texas. This building had a 4 underground parking with cast-in-place concrete, similar to the 701 Rio. Our team left with valuable knowledge about the retention system for deep excavation. Another project is the Acentrix in North Carolina, the 300,000 square footage with curtain wall and brick veneer exterior envelope left our self-performed steel with valuable knowledge and help us refine our construction process in the 701 Rio building. Now, I will pass it to our safety manager.
Good morning, everyone. My name is George Tomey, and I have been with Pinnacle for 11 years. And here at Pinnacles, we're committed to safety, and we believe safety is the most important thing in all our projects. We have achieved an 0.7. We have achieved an EMR score at 0.78, and we proudly hold an ABC Gold Step member. As a self-performing contractors, we believe that experience in safety is crucial. We set expectation for safety standards at the beginning of the project of all our projects, and we maintain that through all our duration of the project, regardless the step-by-step hazard. We identified several keys object on this project, and it could be potential hazards if not properly planned for. For example, the 701 Rio is located in a historic area in downtown Austin, and the adjacent structure, Joseph and Mary Robinson, Joseph and Mary Robinson is a historic landmark. It was built in 1903. And because of the location of the deep excavation next to our structure for our parking garage, it could be a potential hazard for the stability of this beautiful landmark. And because of that, Pinnacle will install a seismic monitoring system to monitor all the vibration during the excavation. On the next slide, you can see an AHA graphic that will help us through our life cycle of our project. As you can see here, we have the PPE equipment that all our workers will be wearing during the shotcrete wall placement. An AHA is very critical in our project and would help us to identify all the hazards. Our team is very confident that everyone on the job site will be leaving home safely. And now I would like to pass it to our quality control engineer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan. I'm Pinnacle's quality control engineer. Our quality control process allows our project teams to handle the quality requirements that come with every project. By providing a proven process, we can ensure all work is performed in accordance with the project specifications. A site-specific quality control plan will be completed prior to the start of any scope of work. Whether work is performed by a subcontractor or our self-performed crews, our process ensures that We utilize a construction management software called Procore, which allows our users to track quality issues and deficiencies, which ensure they are properly documented and resolved. Our team will work closely with the owner's commissioning authority throughout the commissioning process. I'll pass it on to our general superintendent.
Good afternoon. I am Pinnacle's general superintendent. Throughout my years in the industry, I've always viewed the project schedule as a roadmap to the successful completion of a project. Here on the screen, you can see our initial milestone summary, which I'm going to jump over to the next slide that shows our revised milestone summary to include the 707 Rio addition. So our process is going to, for our excavation and retention system, it's going to be about 4 months to complete. Our garage level structure and our office level structures combined will be about 9 months to top out. For the 707 Rio edition, we were able to get all this scope of work and phase it into our original schedule to not impact the final completion date. Our exterior curtain glazing, which we will self-perform, now with the addition of the 707 Rio, will be about 4 months to complete. With our past experience with deep excavations and the installation of retention systems, we are confident in our ability to complete this project on or before time. In order to assure that our roadmap to the completion of this project is successful, we've created site utilization plans to maximize the efficiency of our job site and the flow of work. Throughout the life cycle of the project, our site utilization plans are going to evolve to cater to the specific stage of construction that we are in. This is the first stage of construction, and this will be the site utilization plan that is utilized for the demolition of the existing buildings, as well as the deep excavation and retention system installation. Stage 2 of the site utilization plan will be utilized during the structure's erection and the installation of the exterior envelope. Stage 3 of our site utilization plan is going to be for the interior build-out all the way through to our substantial completion. Now I'm going to bring back stage 2 of our site utilization plan because it has changed a bit with the addition of the scope to 707 Rio. With 707 Rio on the top, you can see that now that we are working, and we will be working, on the top of an occupied building that must remain occupied throughout the duration of our construction, there are significant hazards that are presented. We're proposing to cover the perimeter of 707 Rio with as a scaffold covered walkway to make sure that we're always maintaining at least 2 points of emergency egress for those occupants and not disrupting their day-to-day access from that building. The most major and important part of this project, in our view, is the deep excavation for the parking garage. With our past experience, we've elected to use an earth retention system in order to complete this scope of work. We are confident that using this earth retention system is going to be the best way for us to protect that adjacent structure and successfully and safely complete the deep excavation required for the parking garage. We've used Revit and Lumion to create a 3D slideshow that shows the sequencing of the installation of our retention system. So as we go through, I'll walk you guys through how we actually have phased this. We'll be starting the retention system on the east side of the excavation to ensure that we're stabilizing the structure first. We will be installing the retention system in layers of 5-foot depth on the east, north, and west sides of the excavation. We'll be utilizing the south side of the excavation as a ramp to haul excavated materials and equipment in and out of the excavation. Upon reaching a 25-foot depth for our excavation, we will begin installing the retention system on the south side of the excavation. At this point, when we've reached the same 25-foot depth in the entire excavation, we will start evenly excavating down. At this point, we'll be mobilizing a mobile crane to assist in the hauling of excavated materials and equipment in and out of the excavation. So you see here, we're getting towards the bottom, and once we've reached the bottom and the whole entire excavation has been completed, that's the point that we can go ahead and start our structure, our foundations. in order to create our proposed schedule, we've broken the building down into different areas. Utilizing Revit, Navisworks, and P6 scheduling software, we've actually created a 3D model that is tied to our schedule to show the sequence of how we've broken this building down to build it. So as similar to the other video, I'll walk you through what our sequence and our breakdown is. So here you're looking at flat land while we're doing the excavation and installing the retention system. Once we get in and do our foundations, we'll jump right into the garage structure, which we have broken down by ramp, working continuously out of the garage and into the office level structure. The office level structures have been split into 2 zones, and the reason for this is to maintain a continuous workflow as we get up and to the roof of our building. Upon the completion of our structure, we will start our self-performed glazing, which we've split up into 3 groups. We've coupled the 2nd and 3rd floors together and the 4th and 5th floors together. We will start on the south side of the 2nd and 3rd floors and work our way counterclockwise until we've completed the 2nd floor. The 4th and 5th will follow that very same sequence, and then we will drop down to level 1 and install the remaining glazing and storefront doors.
All right.
Our brick veneer will be installed by...
Pardon me, sorry for interrupting. We've hit the 10-minute time limit. So if y'all could hurry up and wrap up your presentation.
Okay, yep. We'll go over to our estimate. I'll hand it off to
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, quickly.
So for our 701 bid estimate, our initial bid price was a lump sum of $40,036,028, and our revised lump sum was $41,087,783. On the left-hand side, you can see our initial bid summary breakdown. Our cost of work lump sum was $40,036,028. And on the right, you see our revised bid summary, which was a cost of work lump sum of $41,087,783. On the left, our Pinnacle self-performance, we performed glazing and it was 9.17%. And after the revised self-performance, our glazing went up to 9.30%.
All right. Appreciate your presentation. We've got to cut it off here with the time, and I'll turn the time over to the judges here to go through some Q&A.
Okay.
So, can I ask a question now? So you guys, Aiden, you guys are self-performing the installation of the glass.
Yes.
How are you guys installing it?
How we're going to be utilizing our tower crane to install.
What kind of tower crane do you have?
We're using a Liebherr electronic tower crane. It has a luffing jib, and its max capacity is about 9,000 pounds at the farthest distance.
Okay, good. What is driving your elevator installation?
What's driving our elevator installation is closing, so doing the steel structure for the elevator, the penthouse, getting that closed in so that we can go ahead and actually start installing the elevator. So it would be the structure of the penthouse.
Are you going to have your roof installed first?
Before we start the elevator? Well, we can start the steel for the elevator before we have the roof, but yes, to install any controls or anything like that, we would have our roof completed first.
Okay.
Question, this is for Aiden and Tony. I saw in your GCs, you accounted for owner's contingency, but you didn't account for any contractor contingency. What's your plan for your contractor contingency?
So our general liability insurance and our contingency is included in it's included in our corporate. It doesn't have a specific cost to the project. It's something we carry as a company.
Another question regarding the 707 edition. You said you're gonna include that within the same schedule and within the same budget. Are you hiring new staff to take over the 707 and run it, or are you gonna run it with the same staff? And what's your reasoning?
No, we'll be running it with the same staff. So as a general superintendent, I've got 2 superintendents under me, and between us 3, our exterior and site, our structure and site superintendent will take on that additional scope with my help.
I have a 2-part question for you. Really concerned about your ability to provide electrical service to this building. So could you tell me what size is the main service that you intend to install in this structure? Okay, fair enough. My concerns were good. I won't ask you the second question. Thank you.
I got a question for Ryan. So in your QC plan, you talked about potentially some mock-ups. What mock-ups do you intend to do on this job, and are the costs already built into the estimate?
The costs are already built into the estimate, and we will provide any mock-ups that are required by the owner.
Are there any concerns you have right now that you would like to do a mock-up for on 701?
No, not at this time, no.
Okay. Another question for you, Aiden. So in your excavation plan, you had some really good visuals in there, but I didn't see anything on how you're getting personnel in and out of the excavation. How are you getting people in and out of the hole safely?
So the way we're getting people in and out of the hole safely is we will have stair towers in the corners, and it's going to move and change as we actually excavate and go deeper, as we're working in a flow where that stair wouldn't be able to stay there, but we will be using stair towers, scaffolded stair towers.
Great.
So I got a quick question. This one's really for Tony. So you guys carried a COVID budget of $25,000. Can you tell me what that budget is and how you plan to utilize it?
We add to the general condition 25,000. So everyone come to the job site and they don't have mask, hand sanitizer. So we're going to provide these items and protect our job.
Okay.
Throughout the project.
Okay, and then I've got one for you, Ryan. The commissioning agent is provided by the owner. You guys stipulated that. But you are carrying $55,000 for coordination. What is that coordination?
The coordination cost would be our team, us paying our team salary to help the commissioning authority with the owner.
All right. Quick question. So you guys had some really cool graphics on your phase site utilization plan. Looks like West 7th, you guys are planning on shutting down that road for the duration of this project. What's your plan for traffic control and, being a good neighbor to the folks around you to keep traffic flow?
So in our site utilization plan, yes, we will have half of West 7th Street, so it'll be closed going west. However, the residents that live right south of us that need that exit of that garage will always have that access. And the way that we've built our site utilization plan is to always maintain a continuous flow through our job site so that we're never having a backup of trucks or deliveries. The second the delivery gets on site, it's inside of our site and then it's gone. That way we're not creating any extra traffic in that surrounding area.
And switching gears a little bit, the change that we proposed yesterday, it looks like your GCs went up a little bit, but it sounds like you're using the same staff. The schedule isn't extended. Why did the GCs go up a hair?
Well, they didn't go up because we're going to be using the same staff that we have on site. We wouldn't be adding any additional staff to complete that work, and we feel confident in our ability to add that extra work into our original schedule.
Thank you.
Would they have access to the real-time data monitoring their building?
If that was something that they would like to have access to, absolutely.
Okay. And which of the buildings are you guys going to be monitoring around you?
So we will be monitoring the historical house right to the east and the 707 building as well.
Okay, great. And then what is the plan if there is a seismic event that triggers that? What is y'all's quality control plan?
Yeah, we would immediately stop work and bring on engineers and the right people to make sure that whatever has happened, we're going to make a plan that's going to make it work and make sure, well, the number one priority being that structure, both of those structures are stable and that the occupants of those structures are safe.
Okay, and then last question on that. How long do y'all plan on keeping the seismic monitoring equipment
We plan to
in
keep
place?
it all the way through to the completion of our structure, just because of such heavy traffic of trucks and pumping concrete and all the action that is going on. We feel that it would just be best to keep that all the way through till we are done with our structure.
Okay.
Do you see any quality control hurdles with the Addenda 4 added transparent firewall system?
Quality control issues, I would say probably the biggest thing would be their sensitivity to the weather, that being an issue. But in that event, what we would do is probably phase that glass in a way in which whatever we are installing that day is getting immediately delivered and it's off the truck and onto the building. And that's storing it for prolonged periods of time somewhere on the site where it is going to have the ability for the weather to affect it and warp it and cause maybe water intrusion in the future.
Judges, we've got time for, I think, one more question.
All right, I got a question. So we're really keen on local hire and local subcontractors and really engaging the local community. Can you explain your process when you're bidding out the project, how you're going to engage the local contractors and ensure that we're getting local workers building the project?
Sure. So we are based out of Houston, and we have done work in Austin before, so we are familiar with a lot of the local contractors that are around this area. So we will be sending bid invitations to all the local contractors and making sure that everybody that works on this project is local. But yeah, it'd be through our bid invitations to the local contractors.
All right. Well, as a panel, we'd like to thank the Pinnacle Construction team for your time putting a proposal together and presenting. And we'll be in touch with any questions.
Thank you guys so much for the